Hey, everybody! I am C83. Here we are again. I've told you this before. More than a dozen videos were used. Let's talk about the basic rules of CDS color design system. All the basic rules of color and its color properties. All in our previous videos. I gave you a detailed interpretation, the basic laws and underlying logic of those colors. It's all based on the theory of CDS systems. Generated all these theories, all colors, intrinsic attribute relationships, and the laws of color. It's all about how the color is applied, how to design. Start today. Tell everyone. One of the application methods of CDS color design system law. Color quantitative analysis. We've talked about this before. All the basic properties of color and the laws of color design. Today we are going to talk about color quantitative analysis. All the color design rules. Color design methods and color design theory. The most important thing is the study of color analysis method. A color design analysis method. You can understand the color design logic. Like what? Let's go to see the design work of a certain master. Some artistic designs by an artist. And drawing design. But everybody's got an opinion. Everyone has their own color perception. So, the basic theory and results of the obtained color, they're all different. But the reason why there are some results like this, just because we do not have a unified color of cognition and communication language. We didn't learn how to quantify color. To analyze. If you learn, you can look at any color design, all the color phenomena in nature, natural, humanistic, congenital, acquired, etc. You can easily tell the characteristics of its color and inner relationship, that is, your perception of the surface of color. And really, objective analysis of color quantification, and after comparison, you will find your opinions and perceptions are identical. Okay, let's start. Color analysis method. We are in the title. Let me briefly tell you about color analysis. But actually, it understands all color subjective design and the objective manifestation of nature. Quantify that part of the content and analysis. So-called quantification. That is, the color phenomenon you see. Perform color analysis. Through the following aspects, let's take a look. The quantitative analysis of color includes any color you see. What is its hue? But there's a catch. But all the theories of color analysis. It all comes from CDS color theory. If you say, you use other color theories to analyze, you can't get this quantitative color analysis method, because its color theory method is scientific and logical. It's interconnected and corroborating. So we use CDS color theory when doing color quantitative analysis. Basically, you see the hue of it. You can see the color. See its area again color scheme. That is, its color scheme. Know it again, the psychological keywords of color and psychological cues. So you can basically read the color. I see. Most people don't understand color. Not many people understand. If you haven't learned color design method of CDS quantization, it can be said that you don't understand the color design. So let's make a color case. Now we're going to get down to the object. Watch at least 5 minutes. 10 minutes, can you understand? But when you look at it, it must have the color system theory of CDS. Look at the hue, look at the color position. Look at the area color scheme, look at the psychology. At this time, you can understand the color of this painting. Okay, let's start analyzing a Degas artwork dancer. And this image is probably familiar to all of you. Is a world-famous painting. But after we found this painting, we will find, in this original work, you look real. It's a big red and a dark gray. But actually, there are tens of thousands of colors. However, how can we combine these tens of thousands of colors? Carry out an accurate. Extract the classic main hue. Or how many colors can you come up with? And these colors can represent this painting. The basic characteristics of color. This is a test of our designers. Test the eyesight of us people of color. We look at it with the eye of a normal designer. We record what we see at first sight. Let's say we see the dancer's red dress. We also saw a different color of red. We also saw the color of its skin. We see its background color. We see some colors in the distance. And background color. And his heavier hair color. Here we have selected 7 or 8 color ranges. As I said earlier, there are tens of thousands of colors in this painting. But why did we take out just these 7 or 8 color ranges? Because these colors are basically, it represents the human interest in vision for high-speed refining and compression, and capture of visual features, found out later. And that's what we call extraction. The most representative typical color. If you find another one similar to red, there is also. There are many, but basically it's all in this color range. Like this one too. Like skin. How do you find it? basically within this range. And this is the largest area. Remember the main color with the largest area. Including these, the colors are the same. These big gray backgrounds. It's all the same, it's got character. Therefore, among these colors, basically, are the colors of its representative features, typical color characteristics. So we want better analysis of color. We are characterized by these colors. To do our extraction, color as an analysis, but we'll use it later. Our color analysis tools perform an accurate color analysis and extraction instead of artificial extraction. Because of the colors you extracted humanely, you must have your own subjective consciousness and color design and the application of color. It must have some inner science and logical relationship. So here we put this set of colors. Go ahead and extract it in a subjective way. Then we can judge. Scientific extraction method. Is it consistent with the subjective color extraction method? If consistent, that is to say, our human perception of color and scientific color extraction, the two of them are completely unified. You don't have to be torn anymore. Is your color right? Is my color right? This basic logic problem. Okay, so here we have it. What we are using now is ADS. Color analysis software for color analysis. This is the main graph we analyzed, and we know we got all the colors. This is from the first color to the 28th color. We still have color below. Let's go to another 29 minus 56 colors. Let's go to 57 minus 80 for more colors. Five 7100 colors. And that's what it means. Explain what we just talked about. In this color work, there are tens of thousands of colors. AI approach. Extract all its most representative colors. It's highly concentrated. Compress. After compression, we become 100 colors. Is that so? For us to grasp the inner nature of these artworks, the core spirit of color, did the most extensive generalization and organizational work. Turn tens of thousands of colors into 100 colors. This is the first step in color analysis. And then we extract from those 100. Extract the least and most representative. Those 7 or 8 color ranges I just started telling you about. This is what we ended up with. All his colors. We are in those 8 categories just now. And in this color, we chose similar and similar colors. There are nearly 15 colors in total. And these 15 colors basically represents the paintings, the spirit of color. This is the entire process of color extraction. We can extract it artificially. The results and our quantitative extraction with computer big data. Essentially, exactly. Okay, let's keep looking down. Since we put the color, a quantitative extraction was performed. So how do we go about analyzing it? In this painting, we without exception regarded the main color as the color of the dancer's skirt. All these dancers, their clothes are all this red color. So here we take the 12th and 13th colors as become one of this color as it is the most important among colors. The largest area of color, 12 and 13 colors. Just these two colors are basically the main colors. So here it is. We regard it as the main color of hue, and here's the color coding system. It is the code of the CDS color system. It's P10. That is to say, it is a little purple. The remaining 90% is reddish. Then it's on it. The dark and bright white of the colors we see. Extracted 15 colors. Okay, let's put these 15 colors again. Further analysis of the hue is performed. This extraction of these 15 colors, you can see it right away. The encoded logical relationship of the head here. If you are a color lover, if you have listened to our dozen issues, early color, the most basic color rules, and the logic of color courses, you know very well. What does this content represent? If anyone is interested, you can watch our previous videos again. And that's the front part, which is the hue. The latter part is its blackness and whiteness. It's called a color position. We extracted a total of 15 colors. And this color is called a color scheme. These two colors are the main colors. The rest of the color is basically in the hue. We will present its most important color. Right, again. We extracted all the 15 colors just now. Perform analysis of the most important hue components. What is the analysis of the hue part? The hue section analyzes his physical properties. Look at the physical properties and its psychological properties for analysis. And this is what we see. Of all our 15 colors, the position of its own hue. But you look like these hue. It's somewhere between red, orange, yellow, and turquoise. But actually, the main color characteristics of these two colors is in this area. Still in this area. The rest are very small areas. And the main thing about its hue, the range of its hue is contrast. The maximum range is 166 levels. We all know that in the CDS system, the maximum contrast is 180. Ordinary people think it's called complementary color, in what we call antagonistic color. All ND color theories, it's called 180 degrees. If it reaches 180 degrees, this color contrast is the strongest. It's 166 degrees here. That's 166, almost 170 degrees. So it's approaching 180 degrees. In CDS color theory, it's called intensity contrast. Okay, here we go. Largest area. The color of the dancer's skirt just now. Hue. This is theirs. We call it the color we see. Turquoise again in its large area. There are also more background colors, including brown, including dark gray, including yellow-brown, all in this area. However, in this painting, why are these two colors the main color? Will this little cool color appear? How did this turquoise contrast color come about? When you were looking at that picture just now, We'll know. It has a couple of dancers in the upper left corner. The dress the dancer is wearing is actually turquoise. And this is proof of that. Degas, the world's greatest artist. He is painting to create a lightness balance of colors. Then the area balances and hue balance. This is the true master of color. So in painting you will find when the main pink skirt is large. He tried to make the colors of this group not stand out very much. Exciting and intense. He did some color design with constraints. It's this turquoise appearance, and this turquoise is exactly what we see. His set of little turquoise ones. The color of the dancer's skirt. We are confronted with a work of art. You cannot worship blindly. No one can call him a master of art. He is a master artist. His achievements have been passed down to many cultural generations. Admire him as a master of art, or his work to this day. He has the highest market value. We label it as a master artist. That's for the master artist. I call it blasphemy. Because he wants to live up to his name, we're using the language of color today to prove the greatness of his colors. Where is the mastery of his color art? We find out his underlying logic for him. The hue we see now has revealed his inner. The cultivation of color is tall. That's the scope of hue physics to analyze. The range of physics we can see, that is, it is a contrast in the hue range of 166 degrees. Okay, let's go down and see. The psychological part of it is implied. We just saw orange. Yeah, turquoise. Saw its main color. It's the color of the dancer's skirt. You will find out how intrinsic their content is. Echoing and restricting each other. The main hues that we see are warm, including the background color. It is orange and brown. And these khaki, and it's mostly the colors of the dancers in this dress. And then one of the most striking characteristics of all these colors. You see in his psychological terms, the regions of our hue fall between red and orange, but his psychological term is these intuitive colors we see. Warm, exciting, excited. Pleasant and clear. This is the cultural tendency of his main color. But for this picture, from a color design perspective, he checks and balances each other. It's not very visual, not very artificial. Let him be quiet and rational. He adds calmness and distance. This fantasy color, this cyan, it just strikes a balance between these two colors. That is, from psychology, very active and exciting in red and orange. Call it the color of dopamine in modern language. During the impact, suddenly added a wisp of this quiet color to it. And this is what many great artists do. As we've talked about before, Van Gogh's sunflowers. All the colors are restless orange-red. However, among his paintings, suddenly there is a cool design on the sunflower leaves. A patch of blue and cyan appears. It quiets the whole picture. This is the artist using his own. The ability to control the colors of the id. The best artistic way to control color. There we go. That's part of color psychology. We can see it clearly, the interconnection between them, and internal logical relationship. We're here to give you more quantification, because we just used CDS language for color design systems, perform AI color data statistics, and a large amount of statistical analysis of color data. Because this painting contains, after we have done the low-level analysis, it comes in 40,000 colors. But among these colors, we finally extracted 15 colors. But it's color analysis. What's the main part? Look at the first part, hue. In hue, it is the angle of 166.5 degrees of hue stimulation. It's called an intensity stimulus, because he has a red one, and that green and cyan, and then, of course, he gets the intensity stimulus of the hue, and his white contrast. We see his range is very small, but the smallest value of its white contrast is 1. The largest is 61. It also entered the 60 range. From a hue perspective, it also goes into high contrast. And then we look at darkness. Blackness, its minimum range is 4. The maximum range is 90, but in the range it is 86. The remaining stimuli are moderate stimuli. In chroma, its minimum range is 8. The maximum range is 63. And the range is 50. The stimulus is height. Here we have the H for hue. W is for whiteness. B is for blackness. C is for chroma. Then among these colors, it is the analysis of the code of our CDS. Complete intervention data. Only with this data can we fully analyze the color. So you want to see any color in the future. You want to analyze it? You must analyze these elements one by one. After the analysis is done, it's his physics, and then you have to do a psychological analysis. So it can be done. The underlying logic of attaching color, and the laws of color. Only then can we analyze it one by one to get your accurate answer. Okay, let's do the second part. The second part is called the color position. Chromatic analysis It is also a two-part analysis of physics and psychology. Let's take a look. This is called chromatic analysis. The so-called color bit is to put the 15 colors just now. Put it in the triangle of CDS color. That is, in our color space. Let's see what that relationship is. And here we see that one of these colors. Basically, the most are in this area. We will find out what this area is in what we call the color system, area 2. And the first and second parts are mostly in this area. And this area is what we call area 6, also known as our zone 3. The area where areas 3 and 6 intersect. You will find. In fact, among our colors, the main large area colors are these two. It's the color of our skirts. The rest is our background color. And in the space of color, we use 3 values to compare. That's its blackness value, its blackness contrast. The blackness contrast of the color is 86 stimuli. Intensity of psychological stimulus. And his whiteness stimulus is only level 60. It has entered a high stimulus volume. It is also between this color and this color. If you don't know very well, you can go back and have a look. We talked about it before. CDS color system video. There is a clear interpretation. So this is a comparison of our chromer. It's the amount of color versus the amount of color. It's only level 55, so it's also medium to high contrast. From this color to the last color. The colors in this region. It's the chroma color. We know very well. In this color, the relationship of maximum color contrast, that is, its brightness contrast, is the strongest. So I went back to that painting. You will see the color of the skirt and the color of the skin. Basically, they are close to very bright colors. Suddenly entered. Large areas of black and dark gray for contrast. Therefore, in his paintings. Obviously, the group of dancers are in a background state. In a very dark background state. On a dark background. A very vivid piece of pink color. This is the main theme of his color. The culture of color is highlighted. So our vision. Staring at the colors of his dancers. This is what Degas wants to show us. The language of color that wants us to see. This is its largest area. And this is what we call the physical spectrum. An analysis of the extent of a physical region. Okay, let's go to the analysis of his psychological part. You'll notice that we just had two colors. Two important colors. Did you see that? In such a large area, it is mainly two colors. It's pink and crimson, and pink is in this region called arousal. And deep red is more intense in this region. You will find these two colors are in the whole picture. It accounts for more than 60% of the red skirt color. And the rest of it is these more stable background colors. And these mediocre colors in the middle. So the language of color. And the artist wants to express his color design. And the language of drawing and the art of design fits perfectly. We did it by having the artwork first. Post-color analysis. To interpret the performance of the artwork itself. This is us going back 100 years. To analyze previous artists. What is the true meaning of his colorful artworks? This is from YouTube. There is no one in the world. Any blogger who does this kind of color analysis. We are the first and the last one. Well, we use the hue, the bit area, of the color analysis. We call it color scheme psychology. Its scale. Take a look at the final result of this color. And that's the picture that we see. Now let me analyze it again. And just to recap, it's just abstract color language. I've told this story before. Color is a science. The barrier is higher. Not everyone can easily control. We're going to look at this color now. Its true size. You look at the area. Does it account for more than 60%? Its pink area. But these are warm colors, including its skin color. It is a warm color. The brown in the background is also its warm color. Brown is orange, also warm. But do you see that touch of cold color? Here it is. And this touch of cold color. It's the turquoise of the dress I mentioned. It was him and her who had a conflict. So many cultures create conflict. That's the focus. And in the vision, human intelligence. When an animal looks at any object visually, he doesn't want to put his adrenaline and hormones are particularly high. Makes people feel uncontrollable emotions. Make sure it stabilizes at this point. From a design perspective, it becomes a triangle. It is already a stable type. But in color design, it adds this touch of turquoise. Make this color immediately intellectually controlled. This is the culture of the master of color and color master painting. The profundity of his artistic attainments. This is the physical model of it. We just saw these two color models. Do you see these two colors? These two colors are these colors, and these remaining colors. Basically, it's all colors other than these backgrounds. And this is the turquoise. The two dots are this color. So you are in these two pictures. We've talked about it in lectures before. Go look at it first. Go back to the physical analysis of its color, triangle and hue analysis. Here we have an additional analysis of his numbers. So this is part of his physics analysis. And this is part of his psychoanalysis. Because it is an AI color analysis software. Analyzed. So you seem abstract. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give the writer a simple interpretation. This way you will look more convenient and simple. Look at this. It's very simple. Hue quantitative analysis description hue analysis. 166.6 degrees is the intensity of the stimulus. 180 degrees is over. He is 166 degrees. Is very high. This is the physics part of the analysis. Baidu Analytics is level 08 to 63. We know this is a phase test. It is also a relatively high level of analysis. And the blackness is 04 to 90. Is intensity analysis. However, regionally, we call this region analysis. Why regional analysis? We all know that color is in the color world. It has the CDS theory. There are adversarial theories of zones. We've talked about Area 1, Area 2, Area 3, Area 4 before. District 5, District 6, District 7. And among the 7 districts, it is mainly in, we call it District 2. Districts 3 and 6. This is its regional analysis. And some people will see clearly, some people will see. There is black amount here. There is color. Why is there no white amount? Because we are among the colors. We talked about the amount of black. We actually have the amount of white. We omitted the amount of white in order to omit it. This is physics. Now back to psychology. The amount of stimulation in the psychological part. We talked about a psychological feeling. How do you feel? Hue is intensity contrast. And remember, hue is intensity contrast. And what about chroma? It's highly contrasting. Blackness is moderate contrast. That's the amount of stimulation we have, psychological. Our conclusion. And the next part is about keywords. Any color design. A painting. It's just a pile of ink colors. And what about him in the end? The feeling must bring an emotion. The value of culture. And in emotional and cultural values, it must be connected to the symbols of the culture accepted by humans. Otherwise, this is the work. It is not a cultural work to communicate with humans. It's just a piece of paper. So it must have brought culture, communication, and communication with human observers. The first thing we see is hue. In the hue circle, it has in total what we see is 15 colors. And it brings the main key to the cultural meaning of the word. Intelligent analysis of CDS psychology. It got these 4 It's actually 4 words that matter. The key words may actually be more pleasant, warm, romantic, luxurious. Here's the key word. We can close our eyes and think again. Does that picture of you look very pleasant, warm, romantic, and luxurious? Second, we see the color bits. It's his internal physical position. Is it very exciting? Very stimulating, and then very reserved and reserved? Because he has color constraints. And it looks very relaxed. This is how we perceive a painting as a work of art. Needless to say, just know his labels and symbols given to him by society. He is a master of color. He is a master artist. We will not worship blindly. This piece of work, like the emperor's new clothes, we are a people of color, is a channel for professional color art. We use color as our own language to express the inherent restraint of color. We use color-cool, rational physical analysis and rational objective psychological analysis of color. Look at this picture. What is it like? This is our color. Today I want to teach you the most important purpose. We just went through the color ones. Hue analysis of all colors, chromatic analysis of triangles, and the analysis of its psychological nouns. We have come to a conclusion, or use CDS color analysis software to make an explanation. We see here, it comes to all its conclusions. We see very clearly. The first one, it's called complementary tones and analysis. It's green. We call it level 1, the main performance. Because what is complementary color design? You know what we see in these images. Lots of red, red-orange, and the dancer's skirt. But then suddenly it's turquoise again. So, we see the turquoise complement again. So CDA intelligently analyzes that it is a first-order complementary color contrast. Second, it is the region that becomes the best coordinated region. This is District 2. That's Sector 2 of CDS. It's this district. It's basically all the colors in this black area and in District 6. So these are the 2 areas. It is the most important color. The characteristics of color. So we take these 2 color features. In the analysis of color, we marked it as level 1. It's called level 1 color harmony. This is our color judgment. The physical judgment and this rational judgment. And that's what we're going to talk about today. All of the colors. How to analyze color. How to see the color steps and methods. If all color lovers and friends. I like the CDS color language. Like color to analyze color, and to be willing to evaluate colors and judge colors. This channel of our color critic. Just wanted to let you know how to really see color. How to understand color and then evaluate color. What we teach you. How to do color quantitative analysis. And that's what we see. All the conclusions and methods of color analysis. This is first class. It's into parts. The rest are level 2 and 3. Let's go back to this picture. Is it a large area of red? Its color is visually striking. The contrast with this cyan color is very strong. This is the first level of its complementary color. So we've talked about it here. The complementary color is the contrast of his first level. Is the most important. And it is in this painting by Degas. Want to show his main color contradiction characteristic and color language, all at the first level. The complementary color theory of color. So we see it very clearly in physics. We have a half circle here. He just shows it. This is a 166.5 degree zone. Red and turquoise. These two colors. Exactly what we call their relationship. Complementary color relationship. Now do you understand the color? Now is it possible for you to use this method? To evaluate all the color languages in the world and works of art. Because here, I will be there later. In the video, I'll explain it to you. Go watch my channel. The language of all our colors. Theoretical analysis of color. And these theoretical underpinnings of color. It all comes from this book. If you have the opportunity, I am willing to learn about this colorful scripture. Leave me a message. Okay. All the color quantification methods we have today. And that's it. If my friends like my Color Professional channel, I'll repeat it first. We are a professional channel of color. You can like, subscribe, share, and leave me a message. Ask any color questions. We are all willing to answer and interpret for our friends. Thank you very much.